Okay, this is a quick little video to show how to select a series of features on the map and then update their attributes um, all at once, rather than looking at the attributes behind each individual feature. So we're going to use functional class data. I'm looking at just the straight geometry, the straight physical geometry of functional class features, not the Dyn-Save geometry, although it shouldn't actually matter if you were. Just want you to know what we're looking at. All right, so what I'm going to do in this case is I'm going to take, I think this little neighborhood right in here. I'm going to focus right here. And I'm just going to point out that we can select a few features. I'm going to select this guy, this guy, this guy. See they're turning green, sort of greenish as I select them. That's how you know they're selected. Actually, let me make sure the route layer is not locatable. All right. So if you want to select multiple, hold the shift. I'm holding shift right now. Select, select, select. So now all three are selected. There's a tool for updating the attributes in one go for all of your selected features. I'll show you in a minute. Another way to select multiples is to do this. Simply draw a fence, click and hold, draw a fence, and now I've selected all three features. One other thing you can do is, this is the select tool up here. And you have all these different ways of selecting things. Select by polygonal fence and select by legend entry, I think, are the things that you're going to be most interested in. So you could, in theory, you can actually select everything by highlighting here and then saying select by legend entry. Now look, everything is selected. At least everything on this layer is selected. All right, now I'm unselecting them by clicking off of them. Anyhow, in this case, I'm going to update these three all at once from functional class 7. I'll just change them to functional class 3, just so you can easily see. And then I'll change them back. So the way to do that, they're all three selected. Go to vector, update, attributes update. Most editing operations, really all editing operations, are here under vector. Update, update attributes. Now you can see, if you look, that you can update based on a query. So you could isolate the features you want to update based on a query or an entire feature class. In this case, we want to do it based on select set. The only features that are selected right now happen to be F-class features. So I'm going to select them. I'm going to identify the specific layer that is selected that I want to make my updates to. There's only going to be 3. Go to F-class, change it to, what did I say I was going to do? 3. Functional class 3. And say apply. This is an important thing to understand. Look, let me just say that with this update attributes tool, you can do serious damage to your database. If you identify the wrong set of features to be updating, you can literally hose the whole database by applying one value to like a huge, to all 2.5 million features or whatever. That's something you don't want to do. So you want to be super careful when you're using this. Anyhow, what this does, this gives you one escape valve. If you check this, what it does is it causes GeoMedia to record what it's doing in its own sort of black box of metadata behind the scenes. It gives you the ability to undo after you press apply. I'll just say the effectiveness of that is a little bit dubious on large data sets. If you do a huge editing operation through this and then just try to undo, I'm not sure it would actually work. For just 3 features, I think it would work just fine. But you pay a cost when you have this checked. And the cost is that it takes longer to apply the editing operation. Anyhow, I'm going to keep it checked just because we're talking about so few features. And all right, the only thing we're going to do is update these guys to 3. One last, before I say go, one last little point I want to make is that we're going to use in the workflow in the official workflow for maintaining functional class. We're going to use the same tool to update or to in some cases populate the geometry from Dynseig geometry. So this is literally the geometry column for the F class table. Anyhow, it's kind of a tangent, but figured I'd mention it. All right, apply. Here we go. Done. So now these three guys, which used to be functional class 7, as you can see, are now functional class 3. Looking at their attributes. Okay, now I'm just going to switch them back one at a time. Okay, there you go.